The present perfect is a useful tense in Spanish, and it's not difficult to use, but the name can be a little bit confusing. The confusing part about it is that it's called the present perfect, but it's actually used to talk about things that have happened, so it actually refers to an immediate past, not to anything in the present. So don't let the name throw you off. In this tutorial, we're going to take a look then at how to talk about things that have happened. For instance, we might want to say something like, we have done our homework. We'll look in this tutorial at how to say this type of thing. The present perfect tense is made up of two parts. We have to have a form of haber in the present tense, and we have to have a past participle. If you have not watched the videos about haber in the present tense and past participles, you should watch each of those videos before we move on here. Just as a quick reminder though, here we have the forms of haber in the present tense. Remember that it's very irregular. And here we have a reminder about how to form a past participle, a regular past participle. We cut off the ending and we add ado or ido based on whether it's an AR verb or an ER or IR verb. Let's look then at the same sample sentence that we saw earlier. We have done our homework. Our subject is me, nosotros. And for homework, we'll say los deberes. There are different ways to say it, but that'll do for us. In this case, done comes from to do. We're going to use the verb cumplir to say that. There are other options, but we'll go with cumplir. Now first, though, we do need a form of haber. Since the subject is nosotros, we'll need to go with the nosotros form, which is hemos. And then our other verb comes in handy. So we have nosotros hemos, but this doesn't mean anything. Nosotros hemos los deberes is completely meaningless. We have to add our past participle. Since it's an IR verb, we cut off the IR and we add ido. And now we have both parts of our answer. Hemos cumplido. Nosotros hemos cumplido los deberes. Here's another example. They have studied a lot. Ellos blank mucho. The verb for to study is estudiar. We'll come back to that in a minute. But first, of course, we need our form of haber. Since our subject is ellos, we need the ellos form of haber, which is han. Again, remember, we're not done at this point. That's a meaningless sentence. We have to get the past participle of estudiar. Since it's an AR verb, then we add ado after we've cut off the AR. And we add that to our sentence behind our form of haber. Ellos han estudiado mucho. They have studied a lot. As you'll recall from the tutorial about past participles, there are a lot of irregular past participles. Here's a sentence that uses one of those. We have discovered a hidden beach. The verb for to discover is descubrir, which happens to have an irregular past participle. We'll come back to that in just a second. Nosotros is our subject, so the form of haber that we need is hemos. Nosotros hemos. We would expect this then to be descubrido, but we may realize when we say that it's not correct, or we might say this and just make a mistake. It would be understood, it's just not correct, and of course it's something we would want to overcome eventually. Instead, the participle for descubrir happens to be descubierto. So nosotros hemos descubierto una playa escondida. Learning the present perfect tense then helps you to talk about things that have happened. It helps you to be just a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more specific in talking about things that happened in the past. And it also sets you up to learn other perfect tenses that will help you continue to refine your ability to speak in Spanish. Do remember that for the present perfect tense, and in fact you'll learn for all perfect tenses, we have two parts, a form of haber, in this case a present tense form of haber, and we have a past participle.